we say Ghana every day bia na asem foforo eba asem ebeba no yenya bi na trendy a na yaka ho asem obetimi ahye stream no amobi so anya bi ahwe na first one ewo ho eye car a yechi ewo my Ghana mu no according to mpanyimfo a omo my Ghana memra o mahye digitalization ho nsensem a ekoso wo my Ghana mu no the abetom sisi ya ye kasei ene say se uchi car na woni insurance a ubo code bi ubo saa code no enya de hye hope na se saa car no eni insurance a enipa atimu nyina wo so musi form because ebetimi akokum eye nkofo o mote saa car ni mu no etu o te car mu ana wo hwe me all over Ghana na se wonimu a me the code bi ebeto so se o te car mu na abo saa code na automatically le be kiro se car no wo insurance na se ni insurance enti wan kasa wa wo nkwa no na odi ahye wa wonsem so obefo car na ko so obesi age wonkon eye wan kasa problem be se police fo chi saa car no dia a police for the car no ebefa emra kwai so emra eye adwuma enti IGP bia obia mechia o me sure say bibia ededin we any video beto dwa efa eye car sa ewo Ghana omo enye insurance emfa mo no
no dali star animatonia Dabi when they were when I was keyboard keypad no dali star 920 star 57 hash. Look at the nalu. Animal. Maripiti.
Obiansu for why? Come in. I just have back. Musu from. Then go back up from mama. Car insurance there. Yeah, back car and cut. Why? Don't know. Police before car insurance. Yeah, but I'm going to accident to see. Now you go see. Now mu pray. Every day. Car insurance there. Police come and go. If you don't mean I won't see. Now back up from.
And some say NAA and paying for aka edi ato ama Ghana for moi motike mu a and some say and paying for aka edi ato ama Ghana for nyina. This what take mu a na wahwe code we very important. Say the be ya car no a wuti mu a wo de ekro no ebia na eni insurance a wo boss a number we a betimi akyerew na watimi ateki wa wo decision so obetina mu akọ so obet free car ni mu be say police fo hu car na o megina car no masi eye nipa ewom na om de car no eco station second one so ewo ho eye robbers no am robbers ho enkomo a ye bia yedi ewe platforms wo no emrantie bi a ya chi wo mu sisi ya ye kase o mu mfonyi na gu screen so ati asemadi nkan aka akire mu say a police fo eye adwuma na adwuma police fo eye no se unim na uye Ghana ni de hye na oti Ghana na wa amma wani anko adwuma wo ye so ana se wa anwene wo ho na ye wa adwene se obekwa akokunkum nipa ne saa ne omanioma na me ka akire wo se a police fo be so opa achi na omo so opa achi a waso ebeye hyepa a enye asemketwa abrante ye odaso yi etimi abo eye kronu bi a ano odin ohwe taxi na oti eye taxi ni mu a ode ekro eba na mbese me kan emu asem kakra ede kirew na ohunu ade kropotia abrante no eye enu nti police fo ekofa ano no wankasa wo hwe ade abrante no ye ano odin eye press release eba eye 29 September 2021 two robbers shot dead, one arrested, others are on the run in Ashanti region. The anti-robbery task force of the Ashanti region police command in an allegiance-led operation shot two suspect armed robbers who later died at the hospital. Another suspect leaked the crime, Abraham Kwesi Tete, has been arrested whilst four others are being pursued. The gang attempt to rob a gold dealer at Manso the Dawaso in the Amansie South District of the Ashanti region, 24th September 2021. And when we say Kwaku gold dealer be okay. Number 4, members of the gang forcibly invaded the residence of the gold dealer in the hours of 21 less than 9 o'clock anajo. Dismanned the private security guard. There's a security guard almost of his weapons and firearms in the residence. Omuji security guards need to a crook and two residents where you did. At this stage, a police combat team that had mounted at a 24-hour surveillance on the gang returned fire to protect the innocent lives in the around property. And a police force who are 24/7 as you could PM or what. Sa police if we etimi tuo ema eye amrobbers bi dwane bi so tuo bubo mo. 4 of the suspects managed to escape, but 2 who sustained gunshot wounds were arrested and sent to hospital but were pronounced dead on arrival. Enti enipa mienu ediemu 4 diemu dwane ena 2 eka ho so de 2 aboba kan wo mo. Enti sa 2 ne 2 aboba kan wo mo no sa nkofo no de sisi ye kasai omo atoa nananom ewo Asiedu. We ensem a etwagu ewo ya mansantentan kasi so a eha adwene ewo se eka ho asem. De to so biem eye ensem bi ekoso a chese ano eden. Ni nyina ne say news bi beto ho a enam amansantentan kasi no so say UK fo ene Ghana fo etimi asan eye krata contract bi a krata ni mu asem nyina ne say me be kan krata na se mabo eye ensem a omo kan ye no so e de atoho e de amamo krata omo de babontin enie me kan emu asem kakra e de akire mo krata ni mu asem ene say UK talking to Ghanaian government about how it can help alleviate immigration problems. Now deleted tweet suggested. Let's say omne Ghana empanyifo ka ho asem e kwan omefa so ama eye immigration ho nsensem a ekoso wo United Kingdom ho no se Ghana betimi aboa omo agisa eye refugee foi ewo omo ekuru so a human rights campaigners have raised concern the now deleted tweet could mean there are discussions for some asylum seekers to be housed and processed in Ghana. Yes, omo ti ase ama eye sa asylum seekers yi etimi abepiem ewo oman Ghana mu according to eye news here making. An increase in arrival in the UK has raised concerns over finding enough suitable accommodation. The UK the UK is talking to government in Ghana about ways to help alleviate the UK immigration problem, according to the tweet issued by the Ghanaian foreign minister. There's a foreign minister any omo any d in common according to news here making. It's omo etese e was say eja omo etiase nanka bibia eyedi na tweet ni mu ensem and said during the meeting the honorable minister and the right honorable discussed issue on mutual interest between Ghana and the UK, particularly in the areas of security and immigration, notably in matters relating to third country asylum partnership as the UK makes plan to reform section 2/3 Hong Kong and Omudi. And the tweet shows a picture of virtual meeting between the UK Minister, African Minister James Doddridge and Ghanaian Foreign Minister Sheila Ayoko Botchwe. Omuenu ene edi sa nkomoi. Na yenko tie eye ensem a eye UK fo no eka efa eye asalamfo a omutimbe piem ewu UK ho omufa nsuo so ede bane saa ne omanioma na enu nti ompese omne Ghana di ho nkomo na se Ghana betimi agisa nkofo yi ewo eye omu ekuromu ede amomo a.
Dangerous part of coming to Britain illegally. But once here, many migrants tell us the process of claiming asylum is nothing like they imagined. We've gained an insight into a system that appears overwhelmed. Well over 100,000 asylum claims are currently being dealt with, including 32-year-old journalist Hushang Armin, an Iraqi Kurd. After waiting in a camp in northern France, 4 months ago, like thousands of others, he paid smugglers to bring him across the channel by boat. Hushang speaks 5 languages, including English, which makes him a popular figure amongst the other migrants he lives with in a hotel. He tells us many find the system too difficult to navigate by themselves.
Most of them, they need help, and I will help them always, because they can't speak English. That's a big problem of refugees. For bank account, for NHS, for GP, for doctor, for home office. Sometimes they have a big problem. Sometimes they run into my room doing like that. When I open the door, they say, please, that's English organization, that's GP, can you help?
Do you think some people get lost in the system?
Exactly. Yes, most of them.
To find out what it's like to be stuck in the asylum system, we went to 2 different places in the north of England to speak to migrants and local residents. We're not revealing exactly where, and this is why.
Look, as you can see, there's lots and lots of migrants there. It's absolutely outrageous that we're paying for this. Absolute shocking, this is.
Videos like this have been uploaded as recently as August by the far-right group Britain First. Angry, the UK government is providing asylum seekers with food and somewhere to live whilst their claims are being processed.
Hi guys.
What country is all from?
Hi. Are you staying in this hotel?
The extremists have been targeting migrant accommodation to make their voices heard. Asylum seekers are not allowed to work whilst their applications are being processed. But the number waiting more than 6 months for a decision has gone up tenfold in the last decade, leaving the applicants increasingly rudderless. And as we found, that can sometimes put a strain on relations with the local community. Peter lives near the hotel we visited housing asylum seekers. He says the migrants should be sent back to their own country.
I'm just thinking for my kids' safety, you know what I mean? When you see them walking around here and that's like on park, where I take my kids on park and I don't like to think, I don't know who they are, where they're from and stuff, you know what I mean? So.
But there's no evidence that anyone's caused any problems.
Oh, no, I know what you're saying, yeah, but it's just my opinion, that's all.
Where to house asylum seekers is a minefield. We went to a complex in the leafy suburbs of another city, illustrating the lottery of the housing dilemma.
After they arrive in the UK, asylum seekers are dispersed around the country. They can end up in all sorts of accommodation, whether it's a repurposed empty building, shared housing or a hotel. I know people that have been in the asylum process for several years and have been moved around 3 or 4 UK cities.
I have no family here.
We met Barzad from Iran, separated from his friend who he crossed the channel with 9 months ago.
I live in Dokono. Sometimes I come here visit for my friend because I'm alone in the city, you know.
But however wearing the process, it doesn't seem to be deterring the migrants.
Very difficult life for before. This now is better. Thank you for God. Thank you for England, for government England, for the people, helping for the people.
We were given this footage by asylum seekers living in a former army barracks in the south of England. Their sleeping areas separated by curtains. Those who've fled conflict say being sent to an ex-military site is difficult to deal with psychologically. It's another glimpse into a system which campaigners say desperately needs to be overhauled.
The way to stop the delays is to process the claims of the people who are entitled to asylum and get them working. They didn't ask to be put in hotels for months. What they want is to work and get on with their lives. The faster we get them doing that, the more we don't have the delays and have people in the hotels.
Migrants are elated when they finally set foot on British soil, but still ahead, navigating a system which even the government admits is broken. The Home Office says it takes the well-being of asylum seekers and the communities in which they live extremely seriously and is determined to clear the backlog of applications. Some face lengthy appeals, and whilst the risk of deportation is low, the unsuccessful may end up living in the UK illegally, never actually part of a society they risk their lives to try to join. Lisa Holland.
Sem say ena omodi tu dwa emra eye UK for UK ho a omoye interviews about foreign for maba foreigners no maba for asylum ho nsensem ne ade no ena we ekosi yetiemfa eno nso ensi wo we trending news a circulate on the social media no eno ena yedi eho enkonwe we new release ana mede ema musa no okay ugo piemu offinso nso a me video bi ewo ha enkonfo twabo me correct pa ni nyina ne se na boys bi ewo offinso o mo kire se omo de omo ye ne se obeso obeka omo ho age se wotimi num emuja ema me beka ho asem ne ensem mebre efa sa asem no ho na boys yi ensem omo de beto wankofo di matem no se se offensive for kasa se enipa kunkum nipa yira bi ekoso wo mukuru mu ho afi no madwene ebo mo ho so me kan ye bi se ye bi aboa moja na omo ka e bi se bi aponti moja na omo ka me de mini moja koro betenkofo ne se wontimi nu moja eni omachi
so ne wono wontimi nu moja wontimi ni achi
sei ana eye boys no kan ye ewo mu video mu se wontimi nu moja endi omachi se sei residents omo kuro so atimu apa omo kasa efasa assemwe hu se ensem a eye boys yi kan yi eno na ama eye enipa kunkum ni sa no manomai ekoso ana
passes fundaka white omo nyina obi anhye atale boston kwane chigu to mutwam mo lo bebu wa mfa mo lo benum sa na bidru school ma to mudru school am dubula so me bi wa yachi ha no kwan ba ko so da hokɔ yɛ su yɛ ho no mu de fa
abema kitikiti kura ka wodemu no enye ka ketwa na ofenso jo saa ne ma we na bi enkoso wonte se obi ekum obi wa ha wonte se yakɔkyekyere obi wa ha wonte saa asɛm no but enne de saa moja asɛm nko ana ekoso ofenso ya
kura voma ira you see ananu ya kola quarters ya abaya onya 14 years you see ben 3 days ni hu na no so ba ko ɛhɔ a 2 years boy hu be pemini ndizeni omuno sika ese untumi no moja untumi ni akini na tete omu de moja na ye omunya nkoma de wokuremu
mpanfo ko boyira iso obayira o call report ko report no kwa we dey coding system wawu hi papa hi say offense ye kuru bia agidin Ghana mamia nyina na adwumadie sei ekoso offense mamia sei emwa
siafo eno nam so emo hene a wo offense enso adina no die atudwa kire se sansem na wasa police fo beka omo ho na omu nyina ye de etimi solve sa problem na defiri ho beka wo ha enkofo ante ase enkofo di matem sesei mo hu de ekoso
called all the security heads in the municipality to a meeting at the palace where discussed this particular issue and they promised to take action. Last week we also summoned them to the second meeting where with assemblymen, the MCE, everybody, we invited all of them to a meeting of Nananum. But we are having some challenges. We have decided that we are organizing an emergency meeting on the 4th, then for the traditional council to take final decision because we've met the security heads, we've met the MCE, the assembly, all the assembly members, and all the security heads in the municipality. But still, no action is taken. Therefore, we want the Traditional Council to take a final resolution on the issue.
And some say, and of course, offense see I say. Minim say, Kwaku before every offense, I stand to be corrected. Once I saw for the starting na omo your friend is saying, Azan Sano Manuan, offense ne GD pa, Uko Chinuko Pija. Now, hold on, Kofire for ne quatafu free Edibaya Samaracos or no. It's a Krubia and Kofu more crony bimo at one more so Edibonin Ketenkete. Na se say now, a boy sees one no moja won't mean your machi. Na Kwaku phones will video or no so cow video no say, or no so nim Ghana and Kofu more Ghana, a one daje, a one mere, a time, edu kum nipa. Enum nipa moja no na se sei na boy sin so offense wo so pe moja woni moja no ma wontimi ndi o machi no ene ne mienu no eya relate ana se yenti asem Kwaku bofo e kan ye wo sa video we mu
let them there guys
kwase pa ma bofo ka
aka che mu obi a wo kro ma wo presenters ya wo self from sika new year businessman wodi agro ma presenter bi di agro o boss me useless
yes
me ridicule no Susu musmetimi no mesa cannot walk. Awurade mene mi aka menuru ne. What you let your boss dare me?
Cash.
Come on up from. Cash. I want to make sure mo boss nu moja. Owo mene wa da agiri time odi kum nipa.
Kiti brakas.
Apano mekai. We you say e nipa we say you slow. You slow obia.
No.
Uti asem a Kwaku bofo e kan o video we mu na. Na chese o kire amankofo ate ase se ono ankasa wote wa wo kasa no ono ne nimkofo e wo Ghana omo adaje a omo de kum nipa enum nipa moja a omo ye mpanyifo wo Ghana one kan ye se nsu nipa nso wini ekum nipa nso mo pese munya solution na monya obi a wo volunteer so obeti ma kire mo amahunu nipa koro wote Ghana oye saa no manioma ni nyina adan na muntimi mfre nipa yi na mo musa ne se wunia se na kan ye tie srew boy ni ntimi nkwachi nkofo omo wo Ghana omo adaje ne mere anytime omo ni kum nipa enum nipa moja wo Ghana no megidi se encheda anya ade bi a den a police fo betimi atu eho anamon de toso biem eye prison ya omo bi e wa adwurei Pentecost fo na kwati sa prison ya no prison efe pa utimi se park ne bibia ya adwuma wo hwe prison wa utimi se enoma bibia sisi na kwan so no wodin Twatase your basketball coach ho your baby abeko akodunso omo bedroom so dida ho hospitals ye adwuma baby abeko workshop nyina ho that this was the prison where fa ankasa question anase problem kakam wo ho ene say na mo se prison ya afi na sofo ye bone a mutimi etimu up epa a chawo de ma sofo no me pacho prison no musi de mahefo so mo nkwadam Question amebusa. Prison efe yate ase mo ya de nyame nhira mo. Na mo se prison area akromfo de no mko yi. Ana nipa wodi bone ati oman na bua no fo ne de koto ho no. Nipa nso di bone a mo pa ache wodi ama sa nipa koro no. Me pa ache mo si prison se hwan na wo so okwada prison ho. Eye question amebusa asem sebe. She video ye da so yi. Ano wodin. We koso we prisons. Sisi ye kase obi awia bode menkem wodam sisi ye aye kase. Jonso amuja ba ebim kura famu ahwere omo nkwa wo prison sisi ye kase. Me question is say asofo no mutimu app ekopa achew edema asofo se sofo di bone ne yemfa ne bone nche no. Muntimi mpa achew masa ankofo we nzu mo free prison ho ana. Enso ya asemsebe. Enso ya asemsebe. Because nkofo we nzu dem a yenya di o masem. Omu dem sisi ye kase. Yenya di o masem kura. Edisa nkofo we muntimi empa achew nso mo ana. Anase sofo nkwa na epa achew ma no. Eni na prison na musi di ma hwan. We your questions I pesi ebusa. Ebusuafo e ya awrakosem. Yete ya na se ye kasa. Eya na nkofo bi ntino mabiase. Omuhu ni se kasa na yepe. Anase ye tan Kristosum anase se no me ye Kristoni. But nyoma ekoso Kristosum mani nje ho. Because say amanfo ateki Kristosum no omudi bu nkofo. Omudi tia nkofo fa ahudi so. Eni kwanse so so masa ade ne koso Ghana ho. E wose ye pep mre ne ye education man nkofo utie na abefa no afa untie agya so utu momonefo na utu okura nsofo entie tu asofo ne fo no asore man so mutum hofo okwa ye bu ni ntu hu nyansa sa ade a ye koso ye nye betwu ho afiri ho sana asofo bia ba betena ha hye nkom ye fe Bishop Stephen wo be hye nkom ade afa shatawale ho se shatawale ba bewu shatawale betufo dinkan ye report ma police na fe pekwan abefa so abo ho ban because asofo ne hye nkom a omo ankasa wa abonten kasa omutimi fa akiri se akum ni pakro enti satawale si ahye ho nkom so obewu dia ye police report fato ho na fe pekwan abebo ho ban yesa omekun afiri ho ye ntie sofo ensem o kan
15 October 2021 asemisi Ghana ha Ghana for mon paye pa ma o ma didi pa ma to dan ho music
dance for
me hu se ba ko ahwe ne nkwa o ye star pa me hu sa krofo attack no aburutu no owu enti yeso ope soft video kwa nche na obo mpai ma no asembisi 18 October 2021
say ade a obodi na ha adwen ka bo say ne na nipa na da no ho so
dey chance dey ka chance
also to dance all say ne shatawale
dey hu e chance enti obo mpai mo den
shatawale misraw pe ho akwankyere pe kwan abefa so e dey abo wa ho ban because nkofo we omo ka asam omo disu no omo ye enti obedi nkan report ma police ne pe krata bi fa kura ne pe kwan a obefa so abo ho ban enye saa na se bibi to wa ye wanka so wasem
so I need to be careful. No one say that 24 obedience.
One kasa u destiny se wa winsem because nkofo yi omo ka asem no no mu fa akira akoso wo afiri ho enti pekwan abefa so e dia so memfa mbra so nhyɛ winsem se okoye gidigidi ne yebeche wo de watum fa mbra kwan so ne fa sa mbra no fa ye adwuma very important pa ukopiem Kwaku Annan page so enran so ano ye den Kwaku Annan efaya e ya asofo binum wo Ghana ye ka fake professor na obi ye mahye no osofo your original o so aye den amentiase se pai afase na wonton afase a udane akwahin yes fake prophets am Ghana say ni na entomo wonye fake a o problem anything Kwaku Annan akasa woni pages yonkoti nsem a owura Kwaku Annan e kan
yen ene to gold pa Africa no nso hwe ene living legend for no nyame beye nyame wo ho o mu fam. You see, there is one thing that rings on the minds, on the conscience of Africa, and it's always like Ghana had the enemy king. Bibi ye say, that bi every bi wo ho ebeba na onyankopon ankasa would appear in his presence. No be boyen ema di yentimi ni ye niano ye bedi ye. That thing rings on the mind of every black person here in Ghana and every part of the African continent. That's the mindset. And that is what is weakening us and continue to weaken us. Whilst the rest of the world is practicing industrialized economy, religious economy. Why do I say so? Go to Togo. Charismatic churches are ebu Togo no wuntimi nkan. Go to Nigeria. And Soria ebu Nigeria wuntimi nkan. Come to Ghana and Soria charismatic churches ebu ewo Ghana say wuntimi nkan. But the question I bisa charismatic leadership no. Ibisa wom. Womo ne me wom so because mo and mo say Africa. I'm telling you. Now over Ghana has here charismatic churches Maku mienu miensebi are doing perfect. The rest you can give it up. About 90% of the charismatic churches in Ghana monamos me kasa same way time yeye part 1 of the fake pastors prophet episode no. Part 2 mayo me can say yeah on my way and Asiedu binum dodo no about 90% monamo say on mine. Obi antiasie, and that is true. I'm telling you. We have conscientized the citizenry into believing that there is a God somewhere would appear in the clouds of great glory to change our destiny, to change our plans. Obeba no obefour ko United States. Obeba no obema wedwuma, obeba no obema wekunu, obema no obema weyire, obema osika akoso enkwasia keka ijimi etise. That's what Proverbs 23 is saying I should tell you. A dumb madness. Eno mutie. Na me Kwaku say me president charismatic churches in Ghana, I will close about 90%. Ni tweja ashimuna. I'm damn serious. Many bremo so papa. Many of our charismatic leaders in Ghana, if I have my way, but one day I'll have my way. Me should one close to and sorry way now. Because Munamu create impoverished. Munamu create poverty. Munamu create hardship in this country. You tell the citizenry, say, you are taking them closer to God. Really? Now the question me be say, check the whole system. Check it. Ghana for Soria, yes, oh here wa Ghana, ye no be a so here. Yet we are all here with these religious bodies all around us. And to Nyankopon bang and I'm going to introduce our citizenry into here afa yenum or here akwadare and if him and our Bible yes and okay or say no one more do am to Nyankopon so no e de be na yewom enuni. So where is that God? Where is that God that has been preached to the citizenry over 40 years and more and still counting? And check the lifestyle of all these charismatic leaders here. They are a bunch of crooks, thieves and liars. One more preaching their bear, motivational speakers. One more must me prophets, pastors and bishops. Check their lifestyle. Many of them, few, and omu living the exemplary life of Christ life. The rest a Acquah. When we are criminals. Until this religious economy that has engulfed entire continent Africa. What is a Ghana? Kwa Nigeria, ko Togo, nako Burkina Faso, and sorry ni ajibe biafa. This is what they tell us. Na broni ni onyankopon sum ne ba no. De be boy ekroni wie ni. Unuya bibini you know. I will use this and still continue to perpetuate this on the minds of the citizen. Now check Ghana. In sorry mienu, and I'm the be ma. Check baby Perez Dome. Agyin Asare no baby. Agyin Asare baby oye na so. Go and check. Says Agyin Asare. No, I don't care who you go to that church, whether you are angry with me. I don't give a damn of it. In what time? Listen to me. What wisdom betie. Kwa baby Agyin Asare ye na sorry. Na ko final say sa building no na die na no omu ye wom. Sa dan na ehwan no dia. Food marketing board for the na ehwan no go and check. When you go and stand there, whether Monday, whether Sunday, and all you do is here baba, kaya muye dedeni na ria. One of your requests before the Most High God is there, ben, you want a work to do, yet you are standing at a place at and they've converted that into what? Church foolishness. Go, ko check it be a lighthouse never. Lighthouse may be a lighthouse. What is here? ewo industry area ho no dan no omu wom no na e de be na warehouse me boa why no warehouse na omu ye din ewom. They've converted that into church. Thousands and thousands of people converge there every day, including Sunday. With that mighty money that they make goes into whose pocket? Now we are what royal house. Why no royal house na ye de ben danya. Kwame Nkrumah time, baby royal house one no mo ye den wo ho. And na den ye wo ho. Check all of them. Check all these charismatic churches here. Check them. Me say check them. Nebi sa hu say enipa no mo sa asori mu no, how many of them have access to work? Yet they stand there and all they do is they pray looking for work to do. Mo e mo bo bibre. For charismatic churches of more Ghana. Very soon we'll bring the part 2. Now we'll be who length and breadth who they are. Listen to this researcher. The view about both industrial economy and religious economy. Oh, sorry, Anapa. Everywhere Ghana, they know I cost to say Ghana ye hunto ye near Juma ye say, but you wake up and you go and sit in that church. Ube kwako to collection wo ho. E dia mo OSOFO no. Na den Wontumi Nyankopon nkyerɛ wo. They be a same way some months ago say, what Kwasori be for like 3 years. With all your prayer requests, that's our prayer request ni entimi materialize here. Stop that church and sit at home, and think and pray to God. A waste of a time. Listen to this researcher. Ni views about industrialized economy and then religious economy. Yo, Bronino ni industrialized economy ni say why aircraft and namriem. Why a vehicle? And I'm from do minu mienu ko. Why a mobile phone minu mienu din komo so. Now, mobile phone ya meno e kasa wasi. One of the parts of the years are the way. Parts no the mobile phone way, including aircraft. Ne parts ni bino. You took free him for Congo, from the cobalt. All this machinery, aircraft to mobile phone, most of the mineral resource of the year, no, about 50%, if not more, comes from Africa. Now listen, so it begs the question. If the raw material is free Africa, what do you think Africa should start be doing? So, abrofone yes sir, and no more way now we are. You playing in ASEFO. No more raw material is free Africa. My question is that what should Africa be doing? What should we see Africa do? Impoverish, poverty? We are sick. Listen to this researcher in his views.
Hello to our viewers around the world. My name is Anthony Afalo on NABN TV. Here is our editorial for the week. I credit our word of knowledge today to Simon Oladapo. Here is a word of knowledge that you can cash in as we reflect on yesterday and what persists in our world today. There are basically two economies in the world, and every nation on the face of the earth fall under either of them. These are the knowledge economy and the religion economy. The rich and prosperous nations of the world belong to the knowledge economy, while the poorest and poverty-stricken nations of the world belong to the religion economy. The knowledge economy is one that engages the brain, asks questions, relevant questions, and prefers solutions to problems. The religion economy is one that blackmails God and dumps every responsibility on him. The knowledge economy tasks the brain, while the religion economy numbs the brain. Japan, for instance, is a knowledge economy. It has no natural resources, but it is a prosperous nation and one of the richest on the planet. At least 6 of every 10 cars on Africa's road today are Japanese made. Japan is not a religious economy, but it is one of the most corrupt free nations. China, on the other hand, is not a religious economy, but nations that ignore China does so at their own peril. African countries fall under the category of religion economy. More so than others, African countries are endowed with the majority of the natural resources on the face of the earth, yet also among the poorest. Africa wears proudly the badge of the poverty capital of the world, with endless corruption. It is also one of the most religious continents on the planet. God watches in disgust as we mortgage our brains. But here is the irony. The two major religions of the world, Christianity and Islam, emanated from Israel and Saudi Arabia, respectively. But none of those two nations fall under religion economy. None. One of the evidences of their subscription to knowledge economy is the yearly pilgrimages that generates for them revenues in billions of dollars. But hypocritically, some corrupt nations are comfortable disseminating nuisance to humanity with their globalization of religion economy. There's a reason he gave man brain and instructed him to subdue the earth. If you are a Christian or a Muslim who does not commit yourself to the pursuit of knowledge, your life will become a perfect reflection of some of these uninspired nations. That's a fact. It is an illusion to anticipate wisdom where people do not pay attention to knowledge. My name is Anthony Afalo. Visit our website on www.
Uti, did you listen to him well? So when we be a jinabia, ejina. She kronwa oyi mfoni de kire no to say krobi to say Japan. Sa kronkro na ye kronkro ukobo Jesus anasia unima de kra wo kan. How many years, centuries that the world was introduced into a Messiah, Jesus, until. But then the question, the fundamental question is there. Edin no mutim, edin na ma wo mutimi peja kro we, hwe kro bi te say Japan. Peja kro ni si wa. Wo tan wa wo hwe sa na odun se gun sa wo se edin na ma wo mutimi yesa. Adwen no a. Na just say before there, me hu just say some no Christianity na didi ya dwen ma just say I can't believe my eyes. Here anom.
Some say and Kwaku Annan kan e woni page. Efa ya asofo ato for am the whole African continent wa mo ha adwene. So what I say. Second one or the two so enso ya baba wa wo so wanyem na eno so case go pie baabi na say na ka atwe kuka o kire na adwene so wo sa side ho. Yentin nsem wo kan ni de wo ka fa Captain Smart nso ho. Wo me kuti bra. Wie no anso ho a en wo san so e de eye video bi eto aso odinkan bi ma IGP ba video ya beto bia menti ase. Video we mu nsem e che se Captain Smart timi ko Europe so okope ambulance bi de abra my Ghana ene na mensa ka video mi yam hye mi say ne kroni nyina pese e koso entu ko ba bi na sa de kro na wo kogide abra my Ghana de ma wo so san de ko bago etimi nim ambulance no de ko na ayera ana wamfa nko ana waje o musika ene minim ho hwe but wo tie video no mu asem na comment egu ase a enkofo o kire se wo je se sika no na mum ambulance de wantimi and deliver I don't know baby what this can fire.
Maame bi wa ha ebe biabe na echi
da ko bibi be twibi eno nkyere se yentete yentem ti yebesere de mo ye o hana me ba ye me fe
amen
maje ni se ka finance se ye be ba no na chese ka na nkabum na ye kakaka amen na fuina na mo no timi aboa pa de tosu bi omu se asaba ko be ne bi a me ko bi a ne so ade ko ye National Ambulance Service a wo Ghana on Jami just what to want kakra so bi a no bi tie nte ekum say on my ye pro 28 million the ambulance we na 18
content
say o 8 akamama
18 no brand na ye dmo
18 no kura no me ba na nyame adom ye nsase the Bible says I didn't have an
amen.
Tina Academy. Now, I remember somewhere we wanted to say ambulance stations now you walk across Ghana. There are 136 ambulance stations. I hear you as a second district to be our 4. There were 216 districts. I think I hear 4 times 216. But unfortunately, 216 is where you grew.
Hey,
there were 136. The 136, you know, I'm sorry. 136 now you walk around. I remember somebody who said, and near my year, Kuma, an ambulance station where we took the Agyin Asare. Akonya 4 table ebi so. Wo fa no say microwave keke ebi so. Table top keke ebi so. Computer keke ebi ni.
Ayo office one.
Office one. Nzama say ye tamoto ambulance mu a. Who go do bia wo call the na say ngana na do na me application nyaduma. Chi ni wo. Chese ama adwuma no ye no aya ho. Meanwhile Ghana for na eye do ambulance wo mo le fu Ghana go training Nigeria from go training Mali go training Burkina Faso wo mo kwa Africa go training Rofo.
Maame so nye onyankopon bi no sane ne nsra ban mu a to take the whole country on a certain spellbound of causing fear and panic, and more particularly because we are painful inti. Internet said the whole country no. She be jemegum na ye create say omanmu insecurity bo enipa wuwo a sense enable. Then again I have these questions to ask. Number 1. Say who sponsored these are the questions remain. I besi bisa. Who sponsored this and why? Why in the sheikh we na see anything? What was the motivation? Why not? What you say? Motivation can simple. Just say woman or sheni kutu pama woyesa. And woyesa adiwe. What is the end game? Which political party is behind this and why? Would the chiefs in Western region wake up to condemn this? I am for more takrade. Mobe condemn me adu and mobe come on watum. Wontumi come on watum. But I ask this question. Who is Josephine Mensah Payne? And a political party ben and odomwo. Me yibiano. Usofe kwa dream. Now, without any investigation, without any research, without further probing, ignorantly, foolishly, and stupidly, this guy went into the news markets just to blow his ignorant noses, just to blow hot air. Behave like a high horse with no common sense. Just threw it like that. Abranti the friends saying, Captain Kwaku Smart just threw it out there. When your research started talking anyhow, just because he has access to the airspace and a microphone. He has chosen the pen and the microphone, and he thinks that Bibi or the Bekobian ultimately called just because he has access to it. He started by telling listeners and viewers that of heaping his ignorance on them in a certain fashion. Like what? Like this.
Nifia rase Maame no onyem. Ojaye. Ni kunu se onyem. Ojaye. Ni nua se onyem. Ojaye. Wowe wo kro ni mu se onyem. Ojaye. Regional minister ya wo girl nti wo se onyem. Ojaye. Is that what you are trying to tell us? Ojaye. Hey, common sense, governance wo ho. Governance at Sawade, awade bia ne kwan wa bia hui eyendada. So na dada and awade kwan awara ne kwan wa bia hui. Wo pese kwan ne wa ma wan be wa ma wo. Awade bia ne wa ne kwan wa munja sakasa hunu no. Wo ware oba na wo hwe ne ye kwan na nwa. Onua. Wo de mami, wo de hwese na taade ne sitie. Say onyem dampa wo de hwese de na funu tie watade anim. Me say onyem it is irrelevant to me. Do you know what is relevant to me? Takrade has become a hub. A kidnapping crofo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the regional minister, who is the chairman of the Regional Security Council, is not interested. The chairman of RISEC, he is not interested. Fighting kidnapping in the western part of our country. The so-called regional minister is not interested in that. He's interested in somebody's wife's pregnancy. God damn it.
This is Captain Kwaku Annan, fake smart, delivering it as it is. Now, prior to Maame, Josephine Penny Mensa, Obeba out ebe stage adewe. This woman was seen in her dress rehearsal, putting up a dress rehearsal. The military would say drill rehearsal. In that April, telling the world, demonstrating to the world the pregnancy or the year. Did you see that? Ono or she Gucci straight dress or year rehearsals or so on. Captain Annan smart. Did you see that? Now, Captain Annan smart is simply telling our brothers in the northern region and where politics there. Me to sebi wo ho obeso ochere mo se sebi munim nyansa idea politics nyame na mekai Captain Annan Kwaku fake smart na e ka chere mo se munim nyansa idea politics ye nuanom na mu free me free north ye free north or upper east west northern region see nim nyansa idea politics I so be sua your style of politics no until I see your sign your politics no. I don't know until mu hunwa nordness mu hunwa nordness na mo Ghana ha northern politicians NDC MPP or China pa mu nkorhwe no or say mu nim nyanse dia politics o na obi sua mo style of politicking. I don't know what exactly he's trying to refer to. I didn't say this, he said it. Take a listen.
Where's the regional minister? Won't you say slim politician? The way I will be having to say slim politician. On you nipa ho. Hey. Won't you say slim politician? On you nipa ho. Who shape said yes pregnancy? God damn it! God damn it!
God will judge you.
And then they are interested. Where's the regional minister? Won't you say slim politician? The way I will be having to say slim politician. On you nipa ho. Hey. Won't you say slim politician? On you nipa ho. Who shape said
Yamina mkayo Annan smart ne kasa kire mu enti yenu anum nordness amuwa ha NPP NDC CPP PNC all of you and wabato hama. Now you know what he's telling listeners and viewers all over the world. So madwini nya adwuma I munim said the politics na mo ene mo kra munim nyansa wo ho Captain Smart na eka we kire mu Western regional minister region minister ebi ano de beche no but ye nuanom amu free esire mu ho no minim bi amosom de beche no dia but then munkai hu se we sade we wa plenty bi ato young up and coming politician ebi ano wo sua bia Alban Bagbin bia ano wo sua Haruna bia ano wo sua vice president Baumia bia no wo sua obi o but and the papa yi person kire said ye nuanom nordness esirem
abusiafo Kwaku Annan e dia mede e ka ho amamu eni IGP e besero obo adwuma IGP do ye ni nyina ani so IGP adwuma wo bo nyina obi obeka na ani so bia no e benfo IGP do ye ni nyina mu da ho de kwa wo kono saa wo ye professional adwuma wo bo ni ani so ne mu aka de ba ko bi yesrew eye opanyini a ye fen JB Dankwa wuo na wo ye no ene amesware esu wuo no enu ma bia koso a ye se wo nim ho abakosem yesrew se ho no mo ken aya IGP be kan yentie bi because say office one pressure abaso e jatuato yentie nsem owura Kwaku Annan e kan.
Inspector General of Ghana Police Service Dr. George Dampare. Here we have our operation who killed JB Dankwa Ahmed Swale. Now, the list in Ibiaka. list no ye didin dodo na akeka ho MP no a kwansa ye kum no wo Rose and Mankesim no killers no more he yatese BNI operative be so within that same terrain on Ziyekuno. I'll get you the proper list hopefully Monday. But Ora Dampare, we are just pleading and asking you respectfully to produce the report of these individuals, starting with JB Dankwa and Ahmed Swali. As someone here can say, who and I know your police sahine ewo sa ekruwe mu Greater Accra. And to work nimbibia about what happened. And so far, how many years reporting over here? Ura Jordan Pare, we are not taking it lightly and we are not joking. But you do a office and say win him debe. And we want you to go down in the history of the security apparatus of this state as one of a police chief with some distinctions. Remarkable. Enti saa nipa yi a omewu a omuwu amonamono omotore ye hia report no. Ye hia won na tu how. Come and tell Ghanaians and the family of these individuals need that report and the murderers of these individuals. IGP Enyagrudi. In the coming days we are about to put some numbers out. And the capital will be hit with a massive demonstration that I'm sure police for Munyan easy. But ye susu say report no any BBA details of this report IGP you know it. Let Ghanaians know. Some fine individual gentlemen be to baby your medjuma. Somebody is accusing murder was the case. But somebody is forcing this force at their throats. Somebody is also saying, IGP, quote, do me favor. Or say, do me a favor. Who is saying this? A member of parliament, a businessman, he is also the mayor, a chairman of a committee in parliament. Your office is under that committee. Must he ask for a favor, Mr. IGP? No. With the greatest of respect. Let the whole world know. Shame all those bringing pressure at your office. Shame them. Nanekure Emra.
Sensei eno wura Kwaku Annan ekaye ewo ni page emra no oka eye case efa IGP hu nsensem ne ade no obetimi so do comment aba na me na me say Kevin Taylor ne NDC for ye fine I don't know because say muntaka e kire sensem a Kevin Taylor kan nyina ya atoro I don't know minima de kwenti asase mu yekoso ben nsem a muntaka aka no ene say nsem a Kevin Taylor tan na videos no ye bold no kan nyina e ya atoro minim say ye dwudan na e kan obi dan ti na manchire mu abade a ene minim ho hwe.
To respond to a bigot, somebody who hates our country but pretends to love it, whose talk is just to malign innocent persons with lies, and he tells the lies with so much confidence that people, some gullible people, tend to believe him. Everything that I'm going to say, I swear by the God that created me, that I'm saying what I know is the truth, not because I want to entertain someone like Kevin Taylor, but because of the innocent 1,001 gullible people across the globe who are finding it very difficult to read between the thin line to know who is speaking the truth and who is lying. Let me start by saying that I'm not a fan of him. I don't listen to him. I hardly get time to listen to him. But unfortunately, his last few episodes seem to consistently mention me, and people draw my attention. And a lot of people, well-meaning Ghanaians, don't respond to him. I'm sorry that I cannot continue to hold on when he continues these lies. I have had the great privilege of serving my people from Aswansi in Parliament for over a decade and a half. I'm not anywhere near saying that I'm intelligent more than any other person in Aswansi or wiser than any other person in Parliament, but I know all those who have worked with me will attest to the fact that I'm so passionate about what I do. I've consistently defended my constituency, and the records are there for everybody to see. I have consistently defended my party since I was in Parliament. I have consistently defended every flag bearer that we've had with all the energy in me. Kavintila, let me tell you, I challenge you to bring everything that you claim to have. I am very ready for you. Let me start by saying that I don't work to you. I don't work to you. I work to my constituents. But you see, the kind of allegations that you are leveling is so shocking that you claim to be a journalist and you know the tenets of good journalism. The tenet of good journalism is that when you get facts, you give people that facts are around them, the so-called facts, to authenticate or otherwise. You cross-check, you provide evidence of what you are saying. You don't just go talking on top of your head, because probably some people might have given you some wrong information and then you use it to run. Let me tell you, I bought my ticket to the US. I swear to God that I serve, Allah, I have never met anybody, whether in government or their surrogates or discuss. Look, I don't need I don't owe you to tell you why I'm in the US. I don't owe you. I'm a citizen of Ghana, and Parliament is on recess. I have every right to travel privately to wherever I want to go. I don't owe you the obligations. But if it is about US, let me tell you, first, you lied that I was in bronze in a mosque. I challenge you. If I'm in the US, the mosques that I attend are Mount Hope, Yenkasa, or An-Nasser. I challenge you to provide that evidence. And those of you in bronze, this is to tell you the lies that he's peddling. Have you seen me in any of your mosques? No. In fact, since I came to the US, I've not gone anywhere even near Manhattan. I have not met anybody, not even an NPP person inside this US. The only time I would say I met somebody that is close to NPP was on the flight when I was coming. I met one of our guys in my constituents, Alisra, who came for us. Oh, he wanted us to have a picture. I'm his MP. Even though I know all his utterances against me as the member of Parliament for Aswansi, but I oblige him. In fact, I returned from New Mexico only this morning. All this while I was in they call it the Abukaki. A younger brother doctor who is there, Dr. Uza. I'm sure if he's listening, he and his family will attest the fact that yes, I was with them. Captain Taylor, let me tell you, whoever told you that me, I've met KK Sapon and Napo, I can't remember the last time we spoke. Since Parliament went on recess, I can't even remember. Yes, we are brothers. We grew up together, attended the same school. His father was like a father to me. But I challenge you, please, you claim that he has given me a contract. I challenge you to provide any contract that me, Muntaka, has received from Napo. If you care to know, all the classroom blocks that MPs fight for during get farm formula, try to push to their constituency, not even one has been built throughout the tenure of Napo as MP. Because when I get it and I take it to the district frustrates it, and I can mention them to you. I brought a contract for Nurul Amin. It was never done. The people of Aswanse JLI, they know. And I stated all this when I was campaigning. You can go to my Facebook and go to my record on Zuria when I was stating the things that I brought, the things that I lobbied for, and how they got frustrated and all that. And check whether any of the contractors who were supposed to do those things have any relations to me. Or go to Auditor General, what they call Register General, and see whether any of those companies are related to me. Those classroom books are brought, what they call Dura Amin, it's not been done. I brought Nuria, it was not done. Abubakar Siddiq, it was not constructed. I complained to Napo severally. He was saying that, look, this is the local district because we give the classroom blocks through the districts. And I'm witnessed instances where he tries to make course. Why are they frustrating the construction of those things? None was done. So I challenge you to provide contracts that me got from Napo and did. So you can show where they were and how I benefited from Napo being decent. So you see, that's palpable lie. Absolute lies from you. You see, you are not decent. Decent people, when they hear things, they try to cross-check. Because you are not decent and you are so raw, you are so naive about the things that we do, you even bother yourself. If I were you, when people were telling you that, oh, they are cutting contract, they are short-chaining all of us, they are sitting in power, they are not doing anything. If I were you, what I would do is that I would go and look for the Hamzat of Parliament on all the things that happen and see the debate.
And some say, Anna, a year honorable Muntaka at the Batuja. A bushia for betting me to comment about Ghana near Qualison, ye so say. As some my year can't ever your video so education, Yemma, ye inform me, now as answer entertainment. And two baswa, a no mammy and son Albishia. There may any ya catch them, there may any ya catch them. Ubeti Miss Wakasa, be beer the dear Ghana for, be at home quines what Chen Arden. But yes, some more Chilem natural my Ghana for a wild breach. The Yabishan wild breach in Fabinco Ghana. Emrofuno Bahano, ye will gay, a wookroom how moye. And so me tea me limito, because a museum papa no major boneno. Twat say, and the papa museum home formation am de quabonteno. Baby, I will share me, William the Ecoso, Boneo, Papa, Sia Papa no, never papa no mummy education, my fans and no moon show, oh baby or more, because ominia information is very important, vital information. A boni pakro, and motivate to Tunanamu ye very important. And two but not a media, not a walk asa. Mamma me defended Bonnie and Papa and Saboni and Fap Bonnie so Papa name, and yet a bit me will be a problem. Ye educated the public, ye inform me, nothing so ye mom entertainment. Said the bay will be afraid you my band or relax now or drain and one. Or bit my child, Papa be no idea relaxing the mind. Now, Cobasa cool car, go tired, go now. Me the minim or more heavy videos be at this idea, a one casa problem. But the mention say, I dear ever see your Bruchino, young fancy in Yamu or Ghana. Said the bay ya, yen Yamu bet me who your ma Ecoso, or my Ghana mu, not etimia bois, a more my Ghana etimayan to my papa, Efra, eeii enemy dean, ubeti mashe stream no so, Eddie Maame.